Hey up boys and girls, how are we all doing? Back with another video, and I'm going to go straight into a reverse. So I'm at the co-op in Motherwell. Excuse the fact I don't have a seatbelt on at the moment. I'm just about to try and reverse onto quite a tight bay by the looks of it. I've already got the back doors open. So I wish I had the other camera on because you can see how blooming tight this is. If you look at my right window now, in between those two trucks is where I'm having to go. Oh, I'm not going to like this. I don't think there's enough room. Come on mate, I'm letting you past. Take the hint. Yep. I really don't think there's going to be enough room to do this. There's a Malcolm's truck on this side. It's pulled quite far out. Mind you, the trailer is going where I want it to go. So I'm just introducing some left lock or left input against the wheel. I've got a funny story about this yard actually. I'm gonna have to go and check that. 1 second, I want to see how close I am to this guy's mirror. Fairly close. If I try and get there and introduce even more left lock, get closer to the one that I can actually see. I'm really not going to fit in this. I never complain about reversing, never. Although I seem to have hugged this side more than what I have the other side, which is fairly interesting. Oh. Hitting the little Jesus. Wow. Oh, my dad could see me, he'd be proud of me. very much for waiting. Thanks, sir. I think I'm on some. I'm not happy with the position of where I'm too over to the left hand side, which means I won't be able to get the loading bay rammed down square in the back of the truck. I mean, geez. Oh aye, that reverse beacon stuff. I turned it off because the first delivery this morning was 5:30. There you go. Right, I'll update you in a minute when I find out what I'm doing. Hey guys, that was a quick reverse into bay number 302 at the co-op in Newhouse, just off the A/M8. It runs between Edinburgh and Glasgow. As you've seen, there was a truck to the left of me and a truck to the right, so I'm having to come back at a really tight angle to try and get it into this space, but we done it. All's good. So interesting story about this depot. God, I really need to stop saying I started when I was looking about for my first sort of job. I ended up going to a company called View. If anybody in Scotland knows that name, knows they were quite a, I would say they were quite a professional outfit, to be honest. Well, that's the looks that they gave from the outside. I delivered a couple of tractor units up to them when I did a week's worth of work at Enterprise Flexi Rent. So eventually my father gave me a contact for one of the guys in the office, and I then got put through to their trainer, and I thought I was meant to be getting a full-time job with them. It turns out that I was just going through their agency, although it's that deceptive way of when they were going, yeah, full-time driver, blah blah blah, sign here, sign here, sign here. It wasn't until I actually got my first wage it got put through their agency. So that was a bit annoying. Anyway, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story was, I was told, yep, you're going to have to come up for a driving assessment. The guy who's doing your driving assessments, you know, been driving a very long time. He does all of the assessments for all our drivers every 6 months, etc, etc. Okay, so we originally booked a date. God, this must have been what, 8 months ago now. Booked a date, and was then told the day before, oh sorry, he's not available. Can you postpone till next week? I was like, well, I've got no income at the moment, so it's kind of hard for me to say to my landlord, do you mind if I'll wait a minute? I'll wait another couple of weeks until I get paid again, because obviously you have your lie. Oh, I'm getting unloaded. Your lie time. So, right, okay, well, we can see what we can do. If you want to come up for tomorrow as scripted, then okay, no worries. Got there in the morning. Little day pack. This is your driver. This is the assessor here. He'll take you on the road. You've got one drop in Co-op Newhouse, come back, and then you're going to have another drop in I think it was the arse end of Glasgow. Again, I think it was East Kilbride sort of way that I was going to. So okay, no worries. Shook hands with the guy. This is before all this obviously stuff that's going on at this day and age. Got in the truck, pulled out the yard, doing all my checks. Oh, in fact, I done all my checks, etc. first, making sure the vehicle was roadworthy, noticing that the back two inner tyres were quite low on tread. Marked it down, defect sheet, blah blah blah, hands on top. Anyway, so going out onto the roads, you know, taking it nice and wide, you know, making sure that my lines were good, you know, being observant as I can. Got speaking to the guy that was obviously sat in the passenger seat, having a bit of a conversation backwards and forwards, and then finding out that he'd actually only held his licence 2 weeks later than what I had. So my driving assessment for Bew coming up to the cooperative, I was being assessed by someone that had their licence 2 weeks prior to mine's, to the point, I mean, the way that my father taught me to become a HGV driver, by the working time directive, tachograph, etc. Basically, ins and outs, the more, I should say that my father is a transport manager. Like he's self-employed to go into companies and do like their, you know, downloading the cards, etc. Sort of the back end of the office. So coming from that, you know, I was more a bit clued up than what your average sort of guy that's just gone through his licence was. So it quickly ended up, you know, I knew a bit more than what the guy in the passenger seat was. Anyway, so fast forward, I ended up getting a job with Bew. My driving was decent, so the guy recommended me for the job, and I started, I think, the next day, and I didn't work for that company very long. If I can, I'll try and find a picture now of the vehicles they had, and if anyone in Scotland knows or knew of Bew, they went into administrationship, is that the correct word? Not that long ago. As I said, yeah, take what you will of the way that they ran. If you know of Bew, then you'll know kind of the shoddy way that they operated. Which is where I fortunately got this scar here, above my eye. So I was down in Leeds on was doing tramping. I think it was the day before my last day, before I was meant to come back up to Scotland, because I had to tip that load that I was collecting. It was a drinks factory, so I remember getting there, signing all the paperwork, etc. You know, going to this one. It's one of these ones where you drive basically into the building, same as the Eddie Stobart photo I put up on my Instagram yesterday. Same as that, you drive in the building, pull your curtains, and I'll just say Bew's maintenance wasn't exactly up to the standard. Their tractor units were all maintained really well because they were all through Enterprise, but their trailers weren't very maintained meticulously. So I just picked up that trailer from DHL. It was a swap over. Again, that was an absolute faff between the two of them of that day. Getting told the wrong building, getting told the wrong trailer to correct, told the wrong place to put it. It was just an absolute nightmare. The organisation, as I said, was pretty shambles, is putting it politely. So anyway, I got to this building, unloaded the thing. The guy started loading me both sides. Like, driver, can you pull the curtains the other way? I remember pulling the curtains the other way, and I never used to, but now I pull the straps along, so I'll count how many straps there should be between these posts. Now these posts are the posts that go between the roof and the floor, and what you're meant to do, so straps, so there's like 4 straps, so I used to, or in fact, no, was it, did I? Yeah, it was, tell a lie. So I was doing this at this point. I pull like 4 straps along, and then I put the bar into place, and I pull the curtain along, and just as I was pulling the curtain along after putting the bar in place, it snagged. The curtain snagged on the top of this post. I was like, right, okay. So I went to tug it again. I looked further up and seen that it got caught. By the time that I looked up to see what it caught on the post, I looked forward, and all I just heard was this almighty bang. It's like, uh-oh, that did not sound good. And the next thing I can just see is a pool of red liquid coming down the side of my face. So that ended up being that the post where it was meant to have gone in snapped, and the mechanism that when you put it in, so it goes in like that, and there's a bit at the top, that bit there flung out. because I'd been looking up to see what had been going on, I ended up having the bit smack the top of my eye here. Now I just need to make sure that I'm actually getting this on the right side, otherwise I'm going to look like one hell of an idiot right now. Camera. Nope, it's on this side. Tell a lie, it's been that long since I got it. So if you look there, just upon my left eye, you'll see is a nice big mark that goes down there. That is what happens when one of these posts fail. The amount of force that's behind them is unreal. Obviously they're holding up the roof to the floor, and when you've got your straps pulling down on the roof, had I done the first 3 straps? No, I hadn't done any straps at that point. The force just pung it back into my face. I got knocked unconscious. I remember waking up in the first aider's room and remembering it being very, very sore. Ended up going to A&E and got 4 stitches on my left eye, or just above my left eye. I would consider myself quite a lucky boy, to be honest, because had I moved sort of any other way than what I was sort of standing, that would have taken in my left eye. I'm still in arguments with their insurance company. In fact, I've got a lawyer that's dealing with it, for the fact of that I'm now disfigured with this scar. I'm not saying that I'm the most prettiest guy in the world, but having something there that shouldn't be there, not because of my own fault. Had I, fallen off a bicycle, or I'm a biker, had I hit something, yeah, okay, but the fact that it was a mechanical failure is the reason why that the lawyers got involved. So that's still being disputed at the moment, but it's just a story about you. Corporate Road Solutions is the name that they used to go under, based on Corporate Road in Scotland. So that's a little interesting story for you in a reverse. I just want to say again a massive thanks to everyone that's subscribed, there's new subscribers, and people that have liked, commented on the videos, etc. I'm just going to look at my YouTube now. Sorry, I was watching the Trucker J there. So we're on. So last time I looked, we're on about 730 subscribers. We're now on 743. So an extra 13 of you have decided that I'm worthwhile to watch. And as regards to the Look See video, I think a lot of my subscribers found me because of that video. It did very, very well, and Luke himself actually shared it on his social media, which I think again helped massively to get most of you here, which I hope you're still enjoying my content, to be honest. So I was asked to re-upload it, and I've had a couple of Instagram messages being like, why are you re-uploading your old footage? There is so much old footage that I would love to re-upload, like the blindside reverse that I did without getting out the cab. A lot of you like that. Sort of my first sort of tramping videos, they did quite well as well for what they were. It's just unfortunate that someone decided that they wanted to try and hacked my YouTube channel and ended up losing all the footage, which sucks, to be honest, but hey, makes you a better person. So that's kind of just like a little update or storytelling for you guys. As you can see behind me, Steve Dan, if you're watching this, you have a really nice truck, sir. So the truck that I'm driving, Y3 PSL, is mainly owned by, well, it's owned by Pollock, but it's mainly driven by a guy called Steve Dan. I'm very good friends with both of his sons, Rabbit and Thumper. and he's looked after it really well. So you've got this nice LED light board behind me, there's some LED lights up here, LED lights in the front, bottom of the grille. You would have seen that in the Instagram pictures. There's no point really doing a cab walk around with you guys. I mean, one of the interesting things is it has heated and air cooled seats. I've never seen that in a truck before, so old man Pollock must have spec'd that really well for this truck. But the thing I don't understand about Pollock's trucks is he'll spend hundreds, thousands of pounds on light bars and stuff, but none of the trucks have microwaves. Right, anyway, so I'm going to stop blabbing. Hope this is just a little nice sort of different sort of thing to my videos. I did get one of my questions answered by Stavros, so if you know how to try and make the videos more interesting or how to keep you guys engaged and not just doing constant truck videos of driving, so more talking to the camera. I do have a video I'm planning on doing. I bought the UK's cheapest CL500 AMG Mark. I've got my bike, and I also have a Mark III Supra as well, which I don't want to make a video on that yet. I'm actually getting a friend who's a really good sort of filmmaker that's going to come with me to basically do me getting the car back, because I've not had it in 4 years, which is another story by itself. But there will be bike content, obviously more HGV stuff. So I'm just trying to make it a bit more of a diverse channel rather than just 100% the same views driving. You know, I'm assuming you guys will probably get bored after a while. I like going into places like this where I'm having to challenge myself with reversing. So anyway, right, I'm going to stop rambling because I've just noticed that the green light is on for me to go and get my keys and my paperwork. So thank you for watching. If you haven't already and would like to see more of this ugly mug, please consider subscribing and give the video a like. Any comments is greatly appreciated. If you've someone that's worked for you as well, share your experience on here, because I can't be the only person that's had a bad experience with Corporate Road Solutions. And look out for the next video. Cheers guys.